Hi all and welcome back. So in this video, let's see what are the types of projects available in Odoo14 community. So the project types are categorized on the basis of certain criteria like the invoicing policy they have chosen, timesheet updation, or whether the project contains tasks. So types of tasks include timesheet projects, no task form project, non-billable project, and fixed project. So after installing project module, just open that and we'll be able to see all the created projects. So you can see the project name in customer name, then you can see the number of tasks created, then here we have an overview. Okay. So first of all, let's go to configuration and configuration settings. So here we can see under time management an option task logs. So this is used to track time spent on projects and tasks. So first of all, enable this option. And if you need to create subtasks, you can enable that. And if you want recurring task, rating, collaborative path, enable that. And you can find an option for planning. So this one is only available in Enterprise Edition. And if you want to use that, you can click on this and upgrade now and purchase this module. Okay, so now let me save this settings. And after that, let's create a new project. Okay, now let's come back to project and create a new one. So here let's give name demo project, and okay, let's enable timesheet recurrent task and create a new project. So when you click create, you can see the page where we can add task for our project. And if you want to see some examples, just click on that, and here we can see Kanban examples. So here we can see software development, design. So let's click on design and use this for my Kanban. Okay, so you can see that those stages are added here. Now we can create tasks for this project. Okay, so task is created. Now when you come back, here we can see our demo project, but we can't see the overview. This is because we haven't enabled billable option. So just go to configuration of the project, that is just edit that project. And here we can find settings. So here we can find option that is invoice your time and material to customers. So when you enable this option, you can find an additional tab for managing invoicing. Okay, so here we can set, that is, we invoice tasks to different customers or unique customer. So when you choose a unique customer, we can calculate pricing based on project rate or employee rate. And we can set the sale order or default sale order item for this project. So here we can add employees and sale order item unit price for that employee. Okay, so I'm choosing first option, different customers. We can invoice tasks to different customers, and here we can set the service product. So this is service on timesheet. Okay, so after that, save the project. Okay, so we know that we have created a task before, and we can total time recorded for this project is 0. And here we have an option to view the project overview. So we can click on this, or we can just come back to a project, and there also we can find that option. That is, we can have a project overview. So here we can see the recorded hours and profitability of the project. So we can see the total hour recorded, billed on timesheet, billed at fixed price, non-billable task, and we can see the rate here, that is percentage rate. And one more is there, that is no task found project. That is, if you spend time on project that is without creating task, that also can be built. Okay. Then here we can see total invoiced, total amount to be invoiced, then total amount based on timesheet cost of employee. So this one is actually expense. So by adding these together, we get the total profitability. Okay, so first let's consider that let's see how project is built based on timesheet. So for that, first we have to go to employees. And choose an employee. So here under HR settings, you can find a field that is timesheet cost. So here we can set a timesheet cost for this employee per hour. So I have set it as 100. Okay. Now let's go back to sales module and create a sale order. So we are going to create a sale order for a task. So here we can select a customer, then add product here. So I have already a product that is new service. And when you go to external link, you can see the product type is set as service because we are creating invoice or bill for a service product because the service product is actually a task. And here we can set a sales price for this service product. And here we can change the units of measure. Let it be days. And here we can set details related to the service product, that is service invoicing policy and service tracking. So on what basis invoice need to be created? So invoice can be created for the ordered quantity, that is prepaid, or we can create invoice based on timesheet of employee. So here we can find that option, timesheet on task. Then we can see third option, that is milestone. So we can manually set quantities on order. So if some portion of the task is completed, for that portion invoice can be created, and later we can create invoice for the remaining. Then so for this I'm setting timesheet on task, then service tracking, that is whether to create a task or not. So first option, that is don't create task. Second option is create a task in existing project, and third option, create a task in sale orders project, then create a new project but no task. So here I'm choosing second option, create a task in existing project, and from here we can choose a project. So I'm choosing demo project and save this. Okay, so from here we can set a unit price for this task, that is service product new service. And if a customer orders this task to be done within 1 day, okay, so after this, and confirm the sale order. So when you confirm the sale order, you can see here one task is created, and it is also possible to view that is, we can have a project overview. So just click on this task. So here we can see that task created, new service with a sale order name, and here we can see the project name. So we can assign this task to an employee. So I'm assigning to Michelle admin, or we can just click on assign to me. So this task will be assigned to Michelle admin. Okay, then here we can see the customer name, sale order item, then parent task, deadline, recurrent tags, whether it is recurrent, and then we can add tags for this task, then provide description for this task. Then here we can add the plan hours of the task. So here we have set as 8, so we can set as 6, and we can add timesheet here, that is recorded hours plus work done by the employee, time spent the employee on the task. and here we can mention the duration. Suppose employee spent, Michelin admin spent 2 hours on this task, and here you can see the progress is 3%. Okay, let me change it to 6. Okay, now you can see the progress is 33%. Okay, save it. Now, if you check the project overview, so from here directly we can go to the project overview. So you can see 2 tasks created for demo project under demo project. And when you click on overview, you can see recorded hours and profitability. So here we can see the billed on timesheet rate changed to 100%, and we can see the hours recorded on billed on timesheet. This you can see it is 2 hours, and we can see the number of the total amount to invoice, and here we can see the timesheet cost. It is updated to -200 because per hour timesheet cost for employee is set as 100, and for the task we have set sales price as 100. So you can see here total profitability is -175 by adding these together, and directly from here we can create invoice for this. So when you confirm the invoice, and if customer made the payment, now when you come back to overview, there we can see invoice changed to 25. So below we can see the hours spent by Michelin admin billed on timesheet. And then now let's check the second case, that is billed at fixed price. That is bill is created, can be created for order quantity. So for that, let's again go to sale order. Let's choose the same product, new service. And here let's change the service invoicing policy to prepaid. And okay, service tracking, let me create a new task in existing project and save this. Setting price, and we change the quantity to 2. Okay, so for 2 days, within 2 days this task needs to be completed. So from here we can confirm the sale order, and when you confirm sale order, you can see the one task is created, and directly from here we can create invoice for this order. So you can confirm this. So now when you go to project overview, you can see 3 tasks created, and here we can find the total amount invoiced is now updated to 225. This is because we have created one more invoice based on order quantity, that is based at billed at fixed price. Now you can see the total profitability is changed to 25. Now let's see no task found project, how billing is done for no task found project. For that, let's create another project. Okay, so I'm not going to create any task. Let me open my project. So here we can see demo new. So for this project I have to enable bill level. So invoice your time and material to customers. Okay. Now, so from here you can see the overview, and here we can see the total hours recorded on project. So when you click on that, here we can add the recorded hours, time spent on the project. So you can set the date and you can select the project here. Then here I'm not setting a task, I'm going to provide a description, test task. Then here I'm setting time spent on the project as 3 hours, and after that save it. So in this way you can create more lines here, and when you come back to overview you can see that now the total time recorded is 3 hours, and we can see no task found, a line came here, and the total rate is 100%, and you can see that hours recorded is 3. And here we can see the timesheet cost changed to -300, and we can see the total profitability is -300. So this is about no task found project, that is creating bill for no task found project. Then here we can see fourth option, that is non-billable task. So for that, let's create a task. And directly from here we can edit it. So here we can set a customer if you want. So now we can see tab where we can add the timesheet for, that is time spent on the projects, on the task. So initially planned hours 2, and here we can add line, that is work done by the employee on this task. So here I am setting duration as 1, and then saving this task. So no sale order is created or invoice is created for this task. Now when you come back to overview, here we can see for non-billable task the total hours spent 1 hour, and you can see the percentage, that is 25%. And you can see timesheet cost is updated to -400 because -100 is also added to this, as the employee spent 1 hour on this project. And you can see the profitability is reduced to -400 because no bill is created, because employee have spent some time on this project. So that's all about types of projects available in Odoo14 community.
If you are interested in knowing more about this or looking for any Odoo implementation or customization in your business, drop your request to odoo@cybrosys.com.